Okay, so I'm at work. I'm gonna look at the camera a lot like this to make sure there's nobody there, and I might have to stop this video. This is gonna be part B, bar bouncing. Here we go. So this man, had grabbed some girl's like vagina or butt or something like that in the middle of the bar. He's this really big dude. He's 6 something. I don't know how big he is. He's huge. And later on I heard he got out of prison. But whatever, doesn't matter. He was drinking. He pissed this girl off. Bartender came up to me, said it's time for him to go. The Irishman came from the back. The guy seemed really compliant. We let him finish his drink. He set it down. I'm like, dude, don't make it forever. It's just today. Come back tomorrow. He seemed cool. I just walked with him. Never put my hand on him at all. Like sometimes you have to escort somebody. He didn't even have to. He just walked with me. Since he was so calm, we all thought he was calm. The Irishman, his name was Blake. He went to the back door, and I don't blame him at all. Anyway, it's really good if you're gonna be a bouncer, and you got an Irishman on your back because they're just not even scared. Anyway, so I get this guy to the front door, and there's another patron out there, and I'm just started picking up glasses, and this guy walks out of Sports Center out the front door. He starts heading west down the street. He makes it about 30 feet, and I pick up about 20 beer glasses. I'm trying to bus, some beer glasses, help the the bartenders out, the waitresses out. I see all these bar glasses out there. We had this little area with these tables. There was 4 tables. And I just grabbed a bunch of, glasses, started stacking them up. I had 2 stacks. And, and I'm really kind of mellow. I mean, this guy's leaving. It's all good, dude. We're good. And this weird thing, he just turns around and he starts yelling and talking shit. And I'm good with that. I mean, he's yelling at me and he's talking shit, and that's fine. But I thought it was really weird. He snapped and he's like, hey, fuck you, you faggot. That's what he said to me. He said, hey, fuck you, you faggot. And at that moment, I just snapped right back into my, fight or flight mentality that I have, that I had for years in the Yakima County Jail, where I just lived, 30, 60, 90 days at a time, endless times, because I was always breaking probation and getting thrown back in there for 40 days or whatever. I just snapped, dude. I moved the glasses in my one hand, I grabbed my balls, and I said, I got your faggot right here, motherfucker. And that's when he started bounding back. And he had some pretty big steps. He started bounding back. And so I grabbed these glasses and I handed them to this guy. What is his name? Anyways, there's this guy outside. He was always there. And I handed him the glasses. There's 2 doors there on the front of Sports Center. They're not anymore, but there's 2 doors there. There's a right and a left door right there. And he was standing at the right door with the right door open. The left door was locked, always locked. So the right door was where, open, and this guy is standing there. And I hand him the glasses because this guy's running back. And right when I turn around, this guy, he's bigger than me. I'm 5'10"ish. This man is 6 something. I don't know what he is. I mean, he's big, dude. He's big. But he connects, his fist connects with my forehead. And I immediately go. I mean, I'm just standing erect. I immediately go through the right, or if you're looking at it, the left glass. My back's to it, so I went through the right door on this side, the easternly door. I mean, I crashed right through it, all the way through. The glass explodes. It's a double pane front glass. Tempered glass, and I go right through it. The door, the freaking thing explodes, and at this moment, I get so mad. I'm mad, but I hear it in my right, around my right, like someone was standing right next to me. I heard, kick off your right foot, and it just dawned on me. So I mean, as I was hitting the ground, I remember hitting that all the way down and springing down, lunging down and springing down, and I just remember flying out of there like Superman. I launched out of this area where no glass was on me. There was no glass. The glass was still in the air, and I hit the ground, and I pushed off that foot like that voice in my head told me, and I was coming at this man. There was no kung fu anymore. No, and I'll tell you, dude, I got some martial arts, but I wasn't using none of that. I was just full on Hulk mode rage, and I grabbed this dude as I come out of this window, and I completely black out. I don't even know what's going on. So I don't know how long it is. There's like, gosh, I don't know if it was minutes. I don't know how many minutes it was. It must have been minutes. But somehow from that door to that, we got from that door to the middle of Yakima Avenue on the double yellow line. I come to, and I've got my hands around his head, and I'm just beating him on his head against the middle of Yakima Avenue, just mad. And I'm just like beating him. And he's punching, oh man, I'm hitting stuff around. He's punching me like this, like on my sides, and it ain't even phasing me. I don't even care. Like I'm hitting him. And so when I come to, I hit him like 3 times, and it looks like I've been doing it a while. I don't know how long I've been doing it like that, but I've been doing it a while, and I hit him 3 more times, like when I come conscious, and then my head on the same right side, I hurt in my head. It was just like, all right, sock him in his face for control. Now, I don't know, in martial arts, I'm not really much of a puncher. I've never been a puncher. I've mostly been open hand. I do use open hand, but anyway, so whenever I've used a punch, it's always for to stun and control until I can get to that next anyway. Regardless, so I come down and I hit him in his head like a nice good one, just to pop, not like super hard, but just to just to change the situation. And then I heard the same voice on the right side of my body. It said, "Now stomp him out." And this man knew, like, I was gonna kill this man, like right there. I was in that fight or flight mode. I don't know if I was scared for my life. Everything was blacked out. Everybody around me, all the people that were around me screaming, I was not even focused on none of that. And when I came up after I punched him, and you could tell he was grabbing at my legs the best he could, and I lifted up my Danner. I had some Danners on, some size 11 Danners, and I was about to put the 8-hole size 11 Danners and fucking river dance on his fucking face. And that's what I was gonna do. But when I stood up, I got this like head rush, like all this oxygen came into me, and I was kind of lightheaded for a second, but I was ready to stomp him to death. And that was my plan at that moment. And the voice that I had heard on the right side of my body, like stomp him out. And I got this breath of air, and I started looking around, and he's on the ground. He ain't doing nothing. His hands are kind of flopping around, but he ain't doing nothing, dude, because I fucking heard him beating his head. Punches are great and all, but I guarantee the reason why Native Americans beat people onto the planet, and this is what we do, is because the planet's really hard. It's way harder than any fist. But, to each his own. Anyway, so this man just learned right now what it's like to attack a savage. And anyway, but whatever. So I'm trying to gain what's going on here, because I've got this light head rush, and I'm looking around, and I realize I'm bouncing, and that's the bar in front of me is familiar, and I'm like, I'm working. This person tried to hurt me. I hurt him. Oh. And people started coming out and funneling out the front door at the sports center, and I just backed up like a couple steps. I just oh, he's subdued. I'm not gonna kill him. Because I don't want to fight anyway, dude. But this fucker, punched me through some glass. And by the way, there's no glass on me whatsoever. I never found a shred of glass on me at all. Not even one speck, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, so I'm standing there, and I've got this head rush, and this guy, and I think his name's Damon. That's the guy that had the glasses. He had dropped all the glasses, and he come up behind me, and as soon as I got off him, he jumped on the dude and started doing the frickin' speed bag on his face, like kapow, kapow, kapow. Well, I didn't have any bouncer shirt on, so this other bystanding dude thought that we're just some random people gang fighting on this dude or something. So he came running up. He grabbed Damon and he pushed him off, and Damon got lightheaded. He was drunk. I mean, this man, I don't know what he was drinking all night, some sort of fucking hard A, but he had a light, like he spaced or something. He had a, I don't know, he got lightheaded and he just dropped. Like this guy had pulled him off, spun him around and pushed him. The man got dizzy. So this other guy that had jumped in, was pulled off and got dizzy, and he just passed out right there. He just passed out, and when his head came down, like here's the curb, his head came down, and the back of his head hit the edge of the curb, and we all heard a pop, like this loud fucking pop. It was like he hit the gourd, and it was perfect. So now we got this guy in the middle of the road that's, I mean, beat down, like he's beat. I'm pretty sure I hit his head really hard. And I've got this like teeny little red mark because he didn't realize that those Native Americans been running around killing each other with rocks on a stick for like thousands of years, dude. Only the ones with the thickest skulls ever survived. So you hit a Native in the head, you're wasting your time. You got to try somewhere else. Anyway, so I run over to this dude. I'm like, why'd you jump in, dude? And he's like, I was trying to help you. I was like, dude, don't jump in the next time there's something going on, and stay put and don't move. Because, I mean, he hit his head and he's not moving. And they called the police. I'm like, call the police. And they had already called the police, and the police show up. And so this guy, he gets up and he starts crawling and he stands up and then he falls in the Olive Garden. Olive Garden was right next door to the sports center. It's east of the sports center, but I mean their buildings are connected. And there's some bushes alongside there. This man crawls up, he gets over the sidewalk somehow, and he's stumbling hardcore, and then he falls into a bush. Anyway, at that moment, we're only 2 blocks away from the police station. It's just covered in cops and ambulances in like seconds. And so there's ambulance and cops everywhere, and cops are like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. He punched me through the glass and I pushed him into the road or some shit. And I just wrote a statement. And then, I don't know, they took that man to the hospital. And I never seen him again. Crazy. So that concludes story 1. We'll go through a couple more.